Tensions do continue, but I want to now go to another top story, really, that we have been following for you. Obviously, this is the truckers' protest that continues in Canada, but there was a big news coming this afternoon, just moments ago, that the Canadian judge ordering protesters to stop blocking access to the bridge. And right now, we are joined by Fox 2's Charlie Langton, once again joining us here. How you doing, Charlie?
Well, I'll tell you, I wish I had a little more sleep, but I'd like a change of underwear if you want to know the truth here. We're over here. But that's beside the point. Some of these people have been here for 5 days, so I don't even want to look at your underwear. But here's the deal. Seriously, this is an order that literally just came down probably about a half an hour ago. It's an order from a Windsor judge basically granting an injunction, meaning it's a court order. I haven't read it yet. In fact, I understand the judge is going to explain it, but from what I have heard, a judge has ruled that the protesters here physically cannot be literally where I am standing. It's got nothing to do with the message. The message here, a lot of the people here, the truckers and the supporters, they don't like the mandates that are going on in Canada. You know, to get a beer, you got to show them that you have a vaccine. If I want to go to Tim Hortons and get a donut, I have to have a mask on. Some people don't like that. Very different in Detroit. But that's essentially the message. Now, going back to the order, we understand that the judge said all of these protesters, I don't know how many there are about 100 of them probably, more than 100, more than them, they've got to be out of here by 7 o'clock. It's about 2 hours from now. There's no way in the world that's going to happen. Well, we've also heard, though, that if there is not an appeal of that order, and I'm not legally sure if you can appeal an injunction, that's obviously lawyers are talking about that right now, but the police will work with the protesters to get them out of here. I don't think that realistically a lot of the protesters and supporters here are surprised by the judge's order. A lot of people say that, hey, listen, the message was clear. The message has been made. However, come here. Who said freedom? Who said freedom? Come on, you've been around here for a long time. Just tell me. You heard the judge. You got to be out of here by 7. Are you going to go?
No, I'm not leaving.
Why is that?
Because we stand for freedom.
But you can protest on private property or some other property. Just can't do it right where you're standing.
And I'm kind of at a loss for words right now. I'm a little nervous, but they never cared about the economy until it was hurting them. All the small businesses are failing for 2 years.
All right.
So we need to make a change, and we need to make it soon.
All right, there you go. All right, thank you. Let me get over here. Come here. Real quick. You've been out here for a number of days. You're a supporter here. Do you think, besides the judge's ruling, do you think you've made an effort? Do you think your message is getting through?
Yes.
So are you done? Are you going to cooperate and leave?
Yes.
Some people would say they disagree, they want to stay. Why would you be okay leaving?
Because it's going to help everyone eventually. The people that are needing the parts, the people that are over there trying to get over, it'll eventually work it all out.
Yeah, we're talking about millions of dollars. Thank you, I appreciate that. This is an international border, as we know. In fact, it's the largest international border in, I don't think it's the world or North America for sure, but a lot of people go back and forth. What are you guys going to do? Are you going to stay or are you going to go?
I'm staying. Doing it for the kids, Charlie.
But why are you staying?
For the kids.
For the kids. But the message can still get out there. You just can't do it right here.
Our constitutional rights back.
All right, so we'll see. Listen, this is a very spirited group, but listen, I have to say, I said it before, these guys, they're very spirited. There's been no trouble at all, zero trouble. This is actually a model protest, and their message is getting out over here. How you doing? I'm doing all right. Anybody want to talk? What do you think? We talked about it. Are you going to stay or go? What do you think?
I would love to stay, but I'm not going to jail.
Yeah, earlier.
I think it's pathetic how we just introduced this state of emergency across the province just to circumvent the actual, Charter of Rights and Freedoms that we've had for decades now.
So let me just say what you just, good point that you mentioned. Okay, so earlier today, he's the Prime Minister. Premier. He's the Premier.
Province of Ontario.
I'm from Detroit. I don't know. Anyway, so the Premier. What's it called?
The Premier.
The Premier. He's like the head of Ottawa. He's the head of the whole province here. I know this. Anyway, so here's the deal. He issued a state of emergency. Now, it's a little legally interesting, but anyway, a state of emergency, what that means, and what he said earlier, was that if the protesters don't go, they could be fined $100,000 and spend a year in jail. Now, he did not enforce that because he waited until the judge made a ruling on an injunction. Two legal entities are totally different, but he waited. So my thought here, what do I know? But my thought here is that they're going to let the judge and the injunction rule. Far more balanced on legal standing, and again, a state of emergency is kind of, and $100,000 and a year in jail is quite a bit for trying to get a message out, but nevertheless. So that's what you're talking about.
We're going to leave peacefully, and we'll live to fight another day.
Yeah, all right, the message is not gone, is it?
No, it's not at all. We're not backing down whatsoever. You may win this battle, but there's a war, and we're not leaving until it's over, and you're gone.
I think you should be the premier, okay? All right, anyway, but you can see a lot of the people here. Let me just get, there's Canadian flags. Earlier, listen, these people have been out here. They've got, they've been sleeping out here. They've got food over there. They've got waters. There's a lot of supporters. It's not just truckers. There's people that work in the manufacturing. You talk to somebody who was in the auto industry. They lost a job because they didn't want to get a vaccine. That's the message part of it. The issue today, literally just about a couple minutes ago or so, is that it's an injunction. These people do have to go by 7 o'clock. Some will, some won't. We will see. I'll send it back to you guys.
And Charlie, really quick here, a lot of the our American audience is wondering, could Canada just not put up with the heat there? I'm talking about the government, when this has only been going on for a couple weeks. It's been, for the most part, right, very, very, very peaceful. When you look back in 2020 in the summer in our country, we had protests all over the country. They weren't peaceful at all, and it was happening all summer.
Oh, there's no question about. Listen. Are we talking about protests? These are peaceful protesters. I mean, we've talked. I've been here for a couple days now. They're very, very peaceful. They're very smart people. They understand. They understand the law. They understand what they're doing, but they have a mission. And as far as the mandate, could Canada change the mandates, change the vaccine requirements, change the masks? Yes, they could. I think that's really what they want. Now, does that come from a province level? That's one issue. There's a city, there's a province, and then there's the whole country. And a lot of people think that the mandates are coming from the whole country. That'd be the Prime Minister Trudeau. So he would have to undo some of these mandates. Now, will he? I don't know. The injunction is very, very limited. It's just where you can protest. And that's what we're talking about. Right, literally where I'm standing, it's illegal, according to the judge just a little while ago. Okay? So that's what we're looking for. But your question, though, could the mandates change? Absolutely. We've seen in Detroit, where I'm from, we've changed. We've had mandates where they've been very restrictive. We've closed restaurants. You have to wear a mask many places. That's changed. But here in Windsor, don't tell the boss, but I tried to get a beer. You got to show proof of vaccine. I mean, so listen, I'm not making any judgment. That's what they want in this country. I tried to get a donut at Tim Hortons, one of the most popular donut places in the whole country. You got to have a mask when you go up there. Listen, I'm not saying that's right or wrong. That's just what's going on now, and a lot of people don't like that. And that's really, I'm simplifying it a little bit, but that's it. Now, for truckers to go over from Canada, we're up in Windsor, to go across Detroit, they've got to fill out a form. They've got to get tested. And listen, there are a lot of benefits to that, but they think it's sometimes a hassle. And a lot of truckers are only in their own cab. They're not exposed to a lot of people. So they have their argument, but that's the mandate. Interesting, though. The United States also has a requirement. I've got to show them that I've been vaccinated to go back to the United States. So I think there's got to be some cooperation back if it's going to change, but could it change? Certainly. Did this message get out that maybe we should have a kind of a discussion about where is an end game with mandates? Where is it? Is it a level of COVID vaccines or levels or whatever? We don't know, and I think that's really what essentially they want. They want some end game. Where is the light at the end of this tunnel? And we just don't know. But I think the word has gotten out, and these people have done it. I'll talk to you just 1 minute, okay? I know you want to say something. Yeah, I know. A very passionate group over here.
Yes, they
okay?
are.
I'll send it back to you guys.
All right, Charlie. Thanks so much for all your help and reporting out there. We appreciate it, no doubt about it. You're watching Live Now from Fox, bringing you these live feeds and live, raw interviews right here on the program. We appreciate you joining us as always, everyone. We're going to slide away for a quick 2-minute break. Don't go anywhere. We will be with you all evening long right here on Live Now from Fox.